Now we can all lay back comfortably. So hackers have leaked 30,000 of Colin Powell's personal emails, and there are lots of things in them, but apparently one of the bombshells is from a Democratic mega donor claiming Hillary Clinton can't stand President Obama because she's still not over losing to him in 2008. Now, I don't know how she knows this, but this is something that she put in the email. But, you know, it kind of sounded like there might not be as much bad blood when he was out stomping for her yesterday. But would you hold on to, you know, would you? I mean, I'm not sure what it is we're talking about with these emails, because I just point out again, everyone seems to have gotten hacked everywhere, except for Hillary. So maybe she had the right idea to have 400,000 servers.
But she didn't say this in the email that she rejected.
No, what I'm saying is that, you know, we're talking about these leak email things that have gotten hacked, and I just keep laughing because it's like she's had all of the heat, but she hasn't had any hacks. And here we have all the folks who are supposed to be secure, and they get hacked up the butt.
The email stories,
you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy.
The email stories make me nervous when you see all of these leaks, because we can read about, you know, President Obama doesn't like Hillary, or whatever this nonsense is. It sounds like gossip, but it could have potentially been national security information that leaked that would have been really, really dangerous. On Hillary's emails, my counter to that would be, you know, they destroyed a lot of those devices. You have 13 devices.
They did not. Listen, babe, they didn't hack her.
No,
we have not seen any.
And we're off. No,
I'm not buying it. She didn't get hacked. NSA got hacked. Everybody and their mama's been hacked but her.
But the FBI director came out and said, we're not sure. She may have been. His statement was, we don't know.
That's like she could be pregnant, but I'm not sure. No.
She might be. Let's hope. I hope she didn't. I hope she didn't. I don't want that. I don't want her to have been hacked.
Okay, I haven't seen any evidence of it yet, but I've seen evidence of everything else. Like, I'm afraid to look at my email now. I think somebody's awaiting my opening an email and say, hack.
I think this is just like a headlines. If it were President Obama or Hillary Clinton and they said something, these emails would be more interesting.
Yeah.
This is like, he said who said this at the Hamptons party here that did the fundraising for her, and then it's like, okay.
It's just hearsay that does not hold up in court.
But it is hearsay.
Do you get nervous writing your emails out? Do you put information knowing that it can get hacked?
No, I always write everything, including my social media, as if my boss and my mom were reading it. Well, let's go with my dad. He's more conservative. My dad.
But you know, I do. I write anything, but not my social security number, not my never send my credit card number in an email. Those are the things.
Do you gossip about people and say awful things?
Me?
That's why I directed the question at you.
No, I don't. Actually, if I'm going to gossip and say awful things, I do it on the phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, because that's unhackable.
Well, because all you have to do is remember what happened at Sony Pictures.
Yeah.
You know, because this is now the way we gossip with each other. We go into emails and anybody can hack your stuff. That's why you don't want to put naked pictures of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the internet, because it's going to show up somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody in Russia is going to hack your behind.
Well, it's also legal for I'm pretty sure it's legal for companies to read your company email. So like, my email account can be read by people in some secret room.
Well, because you're here. I mean, you're ABC. I don't have an ABC email because I don't want people reading what I'm. When I write this, I'll call you and tell you what I'm. I'll come to your room and say whatever. But if I can't get to you through your just personal, I don't send you anything.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's with all the hacking. I mean, it seems like babies are born and then they hack you.
It's true.
How flattering if someone wanted to hack me. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
You feel important.
I spend so much time telling my kids about warning them whatever they post on social media or within emails, but it's a good reminder for all of us. It's not just teenagers and them going to college and being on their applications. It's for all of us. Like,
and if you want to, you know, really want to get freaked out, I guess, about privacy online. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is here to talk about Snowden later on, and we got some questions for him. It should be very interesting, I think. So Donald and Ivana, the ex-wife, right?
Number one.
She's the first.
Yeah.
Wait, what's
Or is she the second? No, that's
Ivanka is
the daughter. Okay.
It's like one letter off. It's
That's right.
confusing.
Well, it's like having black people's names. You don't know if it's the mother or the sister or the cousin or the aunt. So this is his ex-wife, Ivana. They are fighting to keep their divorce record sealed, saying it's a private matter, but critics seem to think that the documents could reveal a lot about Trump's character.
Too late.
I mean, it's like...
I don't think that them unsealing the divorce records is going to show me anything more about Donald Trump's character. I think I've made my own personal opinion and assessment of what that is. So
But there is a swing voter out there still. You know, where they are neck and neck, but there are those swing voters who could be swayed by a bombshell in
You mean
there.
everything that's come before wasn't enough?
Maybe not.
I don't know what the tipping point is for his supporters to say, God, he's really bad. I don't know what it is.
I'd like to see it. Only because we talk about...
You're just like gossip.
I would.
Oh.
No,
You're a
Well, you're half right.
Here's the thing. No.
Oh, kidding.
Wow.
Kidding.
You know what? No. I want to see it, though, because we talk about Bill Clinton all the time, and we talk about character issues and the reason he was impeached. And some people think that's not important to them at all. It was personal, and some feel this is a reflection of who he is as a person.
What's interesting is he's not running. Bill
That's
Clinton
true, but
is not running.
but it was an issue for him. It was an issue for him, and I think if you're running for president and there's something in those records that shows that I don't know, maybe there was an assault, or maybe there was a threat, or maybe there was something in there. I don't know what's in there. There may be nothing in there, but I want to see it.
Don't you remember when Ivana, the ex-wife, said that he actually raped her when they were married?
This is what I'm talking about.
Then she reneged and said she didn't mean it.
But that information.
So maybe stuff like that's in
privacy
there.
Because he's not the only one. This compromises her privacy.
And they have not child.
She said she doesn't want the records.
I mean, haven't his wife suffered enough being married to the guy?
It's fair.
Really, come on.
Well, it just seems like it just seems like it's like why do you need it? You know, when we talk about his tax returns, I'm all for that. You know, we talk about her health records.
Do you think anybody cares about that even? Do you think his people care?
Yeah, you know what? I do think they do. I do think that they do, because I think one of the things that he's run on is I'm for you, I've got your back. Now, either you actually have people's backs and you're willing to say, listen, I'm so angry, this is why I didn't pay these taxes. Come out and say why you didn't do it, because you know you're using the loopholes. We know this.
But Whoopi, remember, the Trump University information has come out that he basically scammed these people, and that didn't help. That didn't hurt him either.
Listen, all I'm saying is people want to know, are you the gazillionaire you say you are? Are you a paper gazillionaire, or are you a gazillionaire?
Well,
you know?
I also think the more her with Hillary Clinton with her medical records and Trump with his tax returns, the more they say no and hold back, the more I want to see what they're hiding.
You're going to get her medical records. I don't think she has any issue with it. She just is kind of shocked that not y'all, but that people are like, oh my God, she's sick. It's like, okay, here's my stuff. Again, she didn't cheat on her taxes. We could find.
I mean, just to say, Trump did deny all allegations on the Trump University case. I personally believe. I do think, though, it has hurt him, some of these stories.
Really? And how about the Gold Star parents? That didn't hurt him.
No, but it did.
But
it did.
He's still with her.
Yeah, but it changed the whole thing in one night, but it did change.
It did change the dynamic. There's a lot of people who were on the fence, who didn't know where to go, who now are saying, you know what, I liked him, I liked some of his ideas, but now I can't support him.
Or I have a child. I have a child who's fighting.
Exactly.
For you know, you're going to be the president. You're going to have to talk to these Gold Star parents, because your children didn't go. Right. You know, you didn't go, so you're going to have to talk to parents who have lost children. I think it has hurt him.
Yeah,
I think it's hurt him a lot in ways that we're not aware.
Bottom line, all right.
Go ahead, baby.
I was going to say, bottom line is that people are voting for him because, as we were talking about, people want a Republican with Republican positions about abortion and about all sorts of things that are socially
when you can figure out what his actual position is, then you'll know.
I can speak to that after.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Coming up, 50 Shades Too Sexy, the new trailer trending right now. Does it reveal way too much? So Whoopi had a question.
You guys are on your phones a lot.
No.
Yes. Do you think people are on their phones too much?
That's one thing we're trying not to do, is have our phones up in front of Alec.
What is so important that you can't look up?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Catch the view.
I know you're all a quiver to know that the new trailer for the sequel, 50 Shades Darker, I'm not in it, is trending huge right now. That's right.
In the sequel.
And some people online are saying it's trying a little hard to be over the top. And I guess the question is, do people feel there's too much sex in movies and TV these days?
You know, I don't want to pay $14 to see people have hotter sex than I'm having, okay? Too bad about that. No, that's enough already. In my day, the waves crashed, the train went into the tunnel. You know what it was. Now we have to see every detail, the facial expression. It's tedious.
Dennis and I on the 7-second delay. We just got it. It's like,
wind, train.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like the passionate kiss.
Old movies will show. You never see, and you know, you saw Burt Lancaster rolling in the water.
Yeah.
You know, but you didn't see.
Everything.
That was a Hitchcock movie I was referring to.
Yeah.
What's it called? With Ava Marie Saint and Cary Grant. Come on. What's the name of it?
North by Northwest.
North by Northwest. The train goes into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Well,
I like a really passionate kiss. Like, I don't need to see all the sex. I want like the Notebook, like I'm not over you, I'm still not over you, and then like rain and wet hair and like mascara everywhere. Like that's all I need.
The kiss really says it all.
It
and then we
says
can just imagine what happens. I'm with you. I don't need
I don't even like the kiss. You know, because people won't just. No, let me tell you why. Because I don't want to hear.
Me too.
There was rain in this scene.
Listen, rain doesn't work for me, okay?
I remember I did a kiss in one of my Hallmark movies. There's always a kiss at the very end. And I could hear everyone off camera, and they're always just these little, you know, soft kisses. And everyone was like, oh. And then we stopped and went, what? And they go, oh, you could see the spit. Like,
yes.
It's a little gross.
It's hard for actors to do. When I was in acting class, I had to do a kissing scene with a gay guy. And I said to him, are you okay with this? And he said, no, I'll make the appropriate substitution. Meaning, I said, well, so what? He's thinking of me as like, you know, Brad Pitt, I guess, you know? And then we did the scene. I learned something that day.
Well, listen, thank God you didn't have to do it
make
naked.
A substitution.
Yeah. Because
you have to think of something.
His eyes were like this.
Do these kisses and have to do these scenes, and you know, you have 75 people who are watching, so there's not a lot of heat in a lot of this. It's a lot of acting, because you know it's hard to get all worked up with 50 people about to say, well, you know, she's not doing that. You know?
I am aware that that's true now. I know too much, so I can't. I know they're acting. They're just acting.
Yeah, I don't get though people watching that say, you know, sometimes couples watch this stuff. Oh, it makes me so hot. I'm like, turn off the TV and do it yourself. Like, make it hotter, you know? Like,
well, it starts them off. It's like start the motor.
Yeah, but the whole scene and enjoying it. I don't know.
You know, it goes with the 45-minute foreplay that you like.
But what about when they're really naked? That's what I don't get. When they're really naked. Yeah. When you watch HBO, Showtime, all these, they're naked.
They are.
So I'm like, how is that simulated? How are they faking that? I don't.
It's method acting. They're really doing it.
Because what you have to do.
Touching up against each other?
No, she says they're doing it.
But there are 7,000 people in the room. 7,000 people in the room, and it's just like, you know, I can't. When people are watching me like this, there's nothing I can do.
Can I ask you? Whoopi, Sarah says that she thinks that they really having sex.
Some of them probably are.
I don't think so.
You get paid a lot.
Sarah?
That's porn.
No.
I don't think they're really doing it.
No, because you can't. Because if somebody else cut, what are you going to do?
Do it again.
You can. No. How do you stop? See, people don't like to. You know.
I wasn't thinking of the mechanics.
Well, you're thinking chunk, 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 and you're not. And you hear somebody say cut, you say no, chunk, chunk, chunk.
I was thinking.
You know.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
You can stop.
No. Men,
pills for that?
it is much more difficult for men to stop that train when the train is going
back to the trains and the waves.
We'll be right back.
I don't agree with
chunk,
that.
I know. When men are in the midst of. Former Glee star Naya Rivera opens up about her private life in her new memoir, and she says that her relationship to actor Taj Mowry ended when he said he wanted to date someone who was more on his financial level.
Oh.
Well, that's what she said in the book, you know. I wasn't there when he said it, so I don't know. But would this be an issue for you guys?
That's never been an issue for me. I really like blue-collar guys. Give me like a mechanic, a construction worker, a painter.
Oh, they're all excited.
I like Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah.
You know, I like a hard worker. But
you like a hard worker?
I like a hard worker. You know, you got to put in those 45 minutes. Now, a hard worker, but... You know, but if you don't have money, is not really an issue. I could see how for some people it might come up. Say you want to take a vacation and you want to kind of pay, but your partner can't afford this or that. But for me, it's always like I fall in love with the person, and if you care about what you do and you're a good person and you're a hard worker, that's all you need to be for me. I don't care if you have $500 in the bank or $5 million.
I think if you're with someone that doesn't work and not by choice, can't find anything and sits there and doesn't take care of themselves, that's an issue. But beyond that, I want a doer. Someone that I like someone that gets their hands dirty. Those old cologne ads where they're like in a white shirt and they look like they just did something. They're like dirty and like
kind of like your old man, like your old man.
Yeah. Like I want someone that knows how to fix things, and if he doesn't, he'll figure it out. And dive in there.
Well, I
do admit that I said this once. I made a comment, and I was 18 though. I have a different point of view about it now, but I remember not being able to relate to any boys my age because I was working and I was making my own money. It wasn't money that my parents had given me. It was my own work, and so I remember having the conversation, saying, "Well, I want to date someone that financially understands what I'm doing." And it didn't go for so well. I have friends that still tease me about it to this day, but that's what helped me relate to my husband because he was working his whole life since he was 5 as well. But now I'm totally with you. I'm like,
we should say that this conversation, this happened when they were in their teens as well. They weren't quite adults.
Yeah.
So this, you know,
I think he may have a different
because
now.
Your parents drum that into your head. You can marry somebody, fall in love with a rich guy the same as a poor guy. They always say that.
That must
So
be
you
an
think, oh,
Italian
maybe-
thing, because I heard that a lot.
Well,
too.
everybody, all mothers say that. You can marry, you can fall for a rich guy, same as a poor guy.
I think it's hard
They say that. It doesn't quite work, but
It's hard enough to find people you connect with chemistry and love and
It is
respect
difficult.
that it's like you can't put a lot of boundaries on it. You're just going to be lucky to find it.
But you want a man with a slow hand.
She's singing our tune.
Easy cut.
That's right. That's right. Someone who will understand. Not golf in a heated rush.
you know that's
Yes.
Yes.
I want them.
Yes. Don't sing it, but you know that sing it.
Whoopi.
That's right. Apparently, more millennials are picking their pets over other people when it comes to relationships.
We got to clap her up there. She's like,
Because they feel they get the same companionship.
I want a dog with a
you took
slow.
giggle pills today.
Well, I just find it, you know, I love it. Just admit you don't want to talk to anybody. You know what I mean? Just say you don't want to be bothered, you want to be in charge. Because your dog, your cat, waits for you to come home, waits for you to feed it.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything except take me out before I poo on the counter. Just say that's what you want. Don't say you're picking it over here. Just say I don't want a relationship with a person who's going to want to ask me anything. That's what it feels
Not
like
just millennials. I think it's anyone that's ever had a pet because it's like a family member. Like I have a husband, a human husband, and a human baby, and my dog still has such a soft spot for me. Like I don't know.
And you have a soft spot for your dog.
Oh God, I love that little dog so much. Yeah.
You know what it is? I have a dog too. We talk about dogs all the time. They don't disappoint you. They're loyal. You know what I'm saying? You don't come home and find out that your dog sent a text message you didn't like. You know what I mean? Like, this does not happen.
Jed, how are things
Cats
at
do
home right
that.
now?
Cats do that. Dogs don't send
Cats
text
are
messages.
sneaky
Cats
sometimes.
send text messages. I get text messages from my cat. Wait till you see what I left you on the pillow. It's crazy. And so are we. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Do people really need small talk to be happy? Researchers found that people who actually have substantial conversations are more content. That idle chit-chat can help you bond with people. I'm doing small talk now. Do guys need to fill the air with small talk? Does silence make you uncomfortable? That's the end of the questions.
I don't believe they're talking about it that way, but why not? They weren't meaning to that it was small, like low. They're talking about stupid talk, like
how's the weather?
How's the weather?
The weather's great today, don't
Yes.
you think?
Yeah,
so
it's really
nice.
great
It was
out.
pretty hot yesterday, but
Boring.
then it wasn't so humid, so it was nicer.
I like this better.
I enjoy talking to you.
I hate small talk so much that like if I'm at a party and you're with somebody that you don't know, I'll say inappropriate things like, "Are those real?" or I do. I'll say something like that, or "Are you wearing a toupee?" or "Is your mother still alive?" Stuff like that, and it comes out of me, out of my anxiety, to have any kind of a conversation that has substance to it. I don't care what it is.
I'm
So
really
beware of me at a party.
You've said some of those things to me, and we're not even at a party. I'm socially very shy. It's like known if we're at a party. I hide somewhere. You find me in the closet.
I watch you.
Yeah, you watch me hide. I hide. But I feel nervous sometimes when there's these long gaps of silence and it's people I'm being introduced to. So I say the dumbest things. Maybe not, you know, how's your toupee or are those real? But
what are
I
the
say
dumb
stuff like what Candace is saying. Oh, those are really pretty shoes. And I hear it coming out of my mouth and I'm like, wow, I sound so dumb. But I'm so uncomfortable because I'm shy. I feel like shy people sometimes struggle in those awkward moments. And I know you're like, you're shy, you're on TV. This is different. This is a job. But in real life, I'm really painfully shy and I struggle.
Complimenting someone is okay. That's fine.
Yeah, but you're just saying it
It's
because
a
you're looking
shout.
down and you're like, shoes, those are nice shoes, you know?
I love that your accent just came out.
I get Italian when I'm
See,
scared.
I don't. Somebody can introduce me to somebody. I say hello, how you doing? They say fine, and that's it. If I have nothing else to say, I don't mind standing and not talking.
How do you get away from someone, though, at a cocktail party? How do you get rid of them?
Food, always.
Like, let's say someone's really boring the bejesus out of you.
Can I tell you what I do?
What's your trick?
Ooh. I'll be right back. Yes, I absolutely do. Every time. Now I'm going to have have to change it up because people will know.
She goes for option 2.
Because there is no people are not comfortable with saying, listen, I don't really have anything to say, so I'm going to walk away. So I feel like people are okay because they're not going to say it. They're okay with you saying, you know what? Excuse me, I'll be right back. You know,
and then
if you
never come back.
And then you don't, or you're circulating, or you just somebody stops you and starts to talk. I mean, you know, you have to get your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And if you're not comfortable, and you've made your rounds, then you know me. I'm a hit and run. I come in, I look at everybody, I smile, and I'm out. Because it's not. I don't want to. I don't want to engage
I
like
think that what I'm going to say from now on is, excuse me, I'd like to work the room, because that is the truth.
All right, why not? Why not?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's good.
No,
sorry, but I need to work the room.
I'm going to work the room because if you say I'd like to, they say, well, let me introduce you. No, I don't want you to do that.
Or indeed, I need
Yes,
to work the room.
I need to work the room.
Career-wise, I'm a networker or something
That's right.
like that.
And that's what we have to do right now. We need to go. But we'll be right back.
I always say, you know what?
Next, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is telling the ladies if playing NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden made him unplug his computer. Hang 10, because the B's extending your summer with help from one of the most iconic bands in music history.
Surfing USA.
The Beach Boys are live on The View tomorrow.
Surfing USA.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is playing one of the most controversial figures in modern history in an Oliver Stone film, the latest film, Snowden. He starred as Edward Snowden, the man who blew the whistle after discovering just how much the government was illegally spying on its own citizens. Take a look.
Exhibit A. Oakland resident Justin Pinsky posted on a message board. Romania has a storied history of executing their leaders. Couldn't they do us a solid and take out Bush?
How is this all possible?
Keyword selectors. Attack, take out Bush. So think of it as a Google search, except instead of searching only what people make public, we're also looking at everything they don't. So emails, chats, SMS, whatever.
Yeah, but which people?
The whole kingdom, Snow White.
Please say hello to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Because you want to hear about this movie. You want to hear about this movie. So relax, y'all. He's not going anywhere for a while. Go ahead, George.
It happens to be a terrific film by Oliver Stone. I saw it, and it's a very, very controversial film, even as we speak. Because tell them why it's a controversial film.
Well, sure. So this is a guy who worked for the NSA as well as he used to work for the CIA. And there were secret programs going on where the government was collecting private information on people. And he took classified documents and he gave them to journalists. And journalists revealed these programs to the American people. And up until that point, you know, the NSA had lied to the American people about whether or not these programs existed. And there wasn't any evidence to prove that they were lying until Snowden provided that evidence.
So on the one hand, you want that kind of exposure. On the other hand, these are secrets that the government would not like you to know.
That's right.
For security reasons,
But it's not a surprise because remember the FBI was covering Dr. Martin Luther King and all kinds of Abby Hoffman, all kinds of people were being looked at by
But you know, we didn't know that the FBI was spying on Martin Luther King until a whistleblower blew the whistle on the FBI.
But sometimes there are government secrets that have to do with security, and that's why he's controversial.
Yeah, so and that's true. And here's the thing: he showed that certain high-ranking, powerful people were lying. Those people. Well, yeah, right. Should it be shocking that people in Washington D.C. are lying? Maybe not. I don't know. But here's the they want to try to discredit him. So they say that his leaks threatens national security, put people in harm. Here's the thing. They can't name any specific examples of that.
Oh, they can't.
And I didn't know that first. Like when Oliver Stone first offered me this job, I was like, Edward Snowden. Okay, wait, I've heard that name. But wait, which one was he? What exactly did he do? You hear so much news, you don't really look into the details. Once I read more and more about it, I was like, okay, they said that he harmed national security. How? And I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. There aren't any actual examples of it.
The only thing that I think that they would point to is saying by alerting everyone, we've alerted folks to the folks we're trying to catch up with. That would be their argument. But it's kind of an extraordinary thing. Oliver is known for making all kinds of amazing movies, whether you like them or not, whether you believe them 100% or not. What made you want to do this one?
I mean, first of all, yes, like you said, he's so good at what he does. He makes such great movies. But here's the thing. I also think that Oliver Stone's very much a patriot. And look, I'm born and raised in the USA. I'm very proud and grateful to be born here because we have the right to have these conversations, to ask those questions. That's a privilege. You know, a lot of people live in places in the world, you couldn't have these conversations. We couldn't be on TV saying, did the government do the right thing? You're not allowed. You know, so it's a privilege that we have here in this country, and we have to hold on to it. We have to stand up.
We're in the middle of that with this Kaepernick. Was that his name?
Yeah,
Kaepernick?
exactly.
That whole thing with the flag. It's the same.
Joseph, I want to ask you a question about the figure of Snowden himself. He's so fascinating to so many people. He's been in Russia, exiled for 3 years, and you actually went to Moscow and you got to sit and talk to him. What did you learn about him through that? The type of person he is, any details you could tell us?
Sure. Well, the funny thing is he's always trying to take the attention off of his like personal life and personality and put the attention on the issues that he's trying to bring up of what the government's doing or how this technology works. And I think that's admirable that he's trying to put the attention on the issues. But I'm an actor, you know, I'm going to play him in a movie, so I'm obviously focused on him personally, his personality, what's he like how does he stand, how does he sit, how does he walk and talk, and you know, those little nuances are really valuable to me when I'm going to craft a performance.
Yeah, this is a guy, though, that's viewed by some people either as a traitor or some people as a hero. He's so polarizing. Did you worry about playing him and the pushback you were going to get from the audience, or how does it feel to play that guy?
It's unique. I've never done anything like this before where half the country, before they've even seen anything, is sort of against it. But I had people in my, you know, professional life saying to me, this could be risky, you know, half the country is against him. You should think about the commercial viability of your career. And I just, you know, I'm lucky. I was on a successful TV show when I was young. I haven't had to make choices based on money. And so that's not how I make my decisions.
Good for you.
You know, you're one of the really fine actors out there. So it's great to have you portraying this. And just before we go, did you mistake in your mind when you heard, did you think to yourself, okay, which guy is this? Is this the guy that, is this the WikiLeaks guy? Is this the other guy?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't know the difference before I spent the time to look into it.
So know that there is a difference, and that's why you need to see the film. You need to know that there are two separate people doing two separate things, and it's important that you are able to make that differentiation and make the decision for yourself how you feel. Thank you. And to find out how you can participate in one of, Joe's hit record productions, go to our website. Snowden is in theaters nationwide on Friday. Do make sure you see it. And of course, we'll be right back.
It's day 7 of our 20-day vacay giveaway. Thanks to our sponsor, Wyndham Rewards. Candace is going to pick a winner from this bowl, which has numbered tickets that represent today's audience. Okay, choose a winner. Woo!
Number 38.
Woo! Congratulations. You won a trip to the Wyndham Grand Rio Mar Beach Resort and Spa in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
That's nice.
We're giving away 2 more trips tomorrow. Tune in to see which audience member gets one, and viewers at home need to visit our website by midnight Eastern tonight to see how to enter for a chance to win tomorrow's vacay.
Hey, before we go, we want to make sure that we do a shout out to our friend Julie. Come here. This is Julie's daughter. Julie is under the weather and been ill. So we just say, get better, baby. We miss you.
We miss you, Julie.
Have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the view.